Hey everyone, welcome to Logan's Mosh Pit. Glad to have you here. Do me a favor and please subscribe if you haven't already. Today we're going to do another episode of the Setlist Snubs series. In this series we're going to explore a few songs from different bands that don't get played live very much. However, I'm going to give you some reasons why I feel like those underrated songs actually deserve to get played live more often than they do. If there's someone specific you guys want me to talk about in a future episode of this series, please leave a comment down below. I'll check your feedback. Today we're going to scrutinize some underrated Elton John tracks that haven't left the launch pad. Sorry, my Donald Duck costume is in the washer. Otherwise I would have put it on. Maybe next time. Anyway, Elton John, the Picasso of piano. He's idolized by millions because of his enchanting compositions and whimsical personality on stage. It's crystal clear that Elton John loves what he does. 30 albums and over 300 million homes dotted with his work. What else is there to do? Even a dicey throat surgery which occurred in 1987 wasn't enough to keep Elton John down for long. I've been listening to him from a very young age and continue to do so. I just love how bountiful his music sounds. I think that's a reliable word. The first half of the 70s in particular were remarkably kind to Elton John. He cranked out 8 great albums during this 5-year span. This guy was on a roll, a busy bee. You gotta respect his work ethic. It doesn't even seem possible. Either he slept in the studio or he's a robot so he doesn't need sleep. More than likely, a steady coke intake explains this blinding pace, but that's a story for another day. I'm not condoning it, but musicians and drug use were really common then, so it's understandable. Nevertheless, Elton and his sublime songwriter Bernie made quite a team. They partnered to spit out heaps of iconic tunes. Elton was the vehicle and Bernie was the fuel. Before I gush over a few so-called low on the totem pole Elton John songs, let's recount potential reasons why every performer, not just Elton John, treats certain songs as if they're front page news and barely gives the time of day to others. I go through these reasons every time to catch new viewers up to speed, but if you've been here before, simply skip this part. The first reason is casual fans are totally powerless to resist the spell of prestigious tracks. In other words, tracks that someone is well known for. With Elton John, this includes Rocket Man, Benny and the Jets, Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting, Candle in the Wind, etc. Those songs are all fine and dandy, but the journey doesn't end there. There's far more content out there, however, casual fans don't care to look. Another reason would be paralyzing pressure originating from fans and even fellow band members inflicts considerable damage on bands while they tour. Every band feels the need to stay loyal to their most beloved songs live to keep the crowd happy. If fans depart from the show satisfied with the song choices, then the odds of them buying tickets to a show scheduled later goes up. Reason 3 gets into songs that belong to poorly selling albums. Discography duds. To be honest, those songs probably fit in at the bottom of the setlist candidates, seeing as how most fans would react in a disappointed way if they heard them. The fourth reason involves a perplexing situation. On rare occasions, a group gradually becomes so incensed by a particular tune they created through non-stop repetition that they purposely knock it off the set list for good. They don't want to deal with it anymore. Reason 5 covers a critical fact, that being the scope of casual fans compared to hardcore fans. Casual fans convincingly hold a numbers advantage. A lot more casual fans are at the beck and call of their favorite bands, so they usually win out when the set list suggestions inevitably come up. The sixth and final reason concerns tracks that are outfitted with major technical modifications in the studio to make them sound extra modern. The problem is that stages aren't equipped with those tools. As a result, the conversion won't turn out smooth at all. Best to avoid it. Now that we've weaseled our way through the reasons, why don't we partake in several cool Elton John stats found on Setlist.fm. I'll put a link to Setlist.fm in the description. To get to Setlist.fm the normal way, fire up Google, type in any band or solo artist you want, plus the words tour statistics, and tap on the first search result. And then you'll learn gobs of info about songs, albums, and tours. According to Setlist.fm, Elton John first toured in 1968, and over 50 years later, still tours. What a feat. Since 1968, Your Song has proved to be the most immortal Elton John tune. Fans have swooned over Your Song 2,205 times as of today. To put this number in perspective, imagine you decided to listen to Your Song 2,205 times in a row on loop without any breaks, from boredom or maybe to challenge yourself. How long would it take? It would take 529,200 seconds or 6.1 days, almost a week. Don't waste your time. Okay, that aside, the time has come to quickly share my list of 5 exemplary Elton John deep cuts, each off a different album. It was a walk in the park picking 5 since, like I said, he has over 30 albums to choose from. I ranked them in descending order, and I'll put a link to all 5 in the description too. Please comment below what other underappreciated Elton John songs deserve a chance. First, let's take a look at a song called Blue Eyes, found on the Jump Up album. Blue Eyes has appeared on stage 334 times, just 15% versus Your Song. I actually stumbled across this wonderful song long before today. I knew it would make my list immediately. Blue Eyes took place a bit later in Elton John's career during the early 80s. His voice descended into a deeper register here. Although I prefer the falsetto incarnation, I must admit Blue Eyes is still a gorgeous package. It has incredibly visually driven lyrics, and Elton's voice feels like a gentle breeze caressing your cheek. I liked how he peppered Blue Eyes with other blue items such as the sky and sea. It reinforces those romantic vibes. Despite being expelled by Your Song, both Blue Eyes and Your Song actually share a lot of traits in common. Yet I'm definitely more inclined to listen to Blue Eyes. Next, how about Harmony? Something we could absolutely use right now. Harmony can be taken off the Goodbye Yellow Brick Road album. Once Elton John unleashed this astonishing album, it was game over. Nowhere to go but down. I don't believe a perfect album exists, but you can't get much closer than Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. At only 150 concerts, Harmony has managed to assert its authority. Kind of funny when Elton John's British accent slithers in on the hello portions. From the pertinent piano and nimble drumming to the flamboyant burst of shared vocals, it makes sense why Harmony soaks up the spotlight with Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. A song this terrific could have only originated on the master's greatest contribution. As you hear Harmony repeated, it keeps going deeper into your heart. Then it ceases with a very substantial, sustained note. After Harmony, I chose a delightful track that will scatter those butterflies in your stomach. Gotta Get a Meal Ticket, sliced from Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy. Sadly, Gotta Get a Meal Ticket has gotten to dig in merely 33 times. Seems like a rawer take on Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting. If there were ever a brawl between Elton John songs, I'd put my money on this one, Gotta Get a Meal Ticket. Basically personifies a rough and tumble demeanor. I simply adore the periodic jacked guitar strikes used within. It's the ideal song by Elton John to groove along with. His voice truly does carry a wretched tone. If you dismissed all Elton John songs as dainty, then I highly recommend you check out Gotta Get a Meal Ticket. It will give you a brand new outlook on his genius. Cheers to elderberry wine, bundled with Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player, a rather attractive album cover. Trust me, the songs inside are equally ravishing. Elderberry wine has been poured into a paltry 23 glasses over the years. Some optimistic piano keys usher in the beginning. Plus, Elton John chirps his awesome falsetto at various intervals. I can't help thinking about the times. The type of song whose pace practically orders you to snap your fingers. There were certain points that made me chuckle in Elderberry Wine, like the lines, "You aim to please me, cooked black-eyed peas me." I just imagine Elton sitting there like, let's see what rhymes with please. Knees, squeeze, sneeze, freeze, geez, and then his assistant brings in his lunch and he's like, aha, that's it, Black Eyed Peas. Amazing that Elton John released a tower of love songs in his career, but each one sounds distinct. Elderberry Wine is no exception. It's fun to hear, fun for all ages, my favorite song of the 5 options. Finally, Say Hello to Mellow, which debuted on Honky Chateau, pretty much laid to rest live at a lowly 4 performances. Nevertheless, just as flashy as any other Elton John offering, one can almost picture the Grinch's heart growing as a result of Mellow's powers. Colorful interlude too, extremely basic approach, just a man and his piano, but hey, that's all he needs. He coaxes out a monumental amount from those 2 things. You're able to feel every second. Just a few years removed from his debut, songs like this showed the world that Elton John was fully prepared to be one of music's brightest stars. That does it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate the support. I'll see you next time. Until then, rock on.